Alright, what's up, Flunkie Force? It's Game Flunkie here. I figured I'd give you guys a good little Let's Play. Maybe about 15-20 minutes. I'll give you a rundown of certain essentials that you need to know. So let's start off with the minerals elements of No Man's Sky. There are 4 or 5 essential ones. Let's go with the blues, which are silicates, which is platinum, iridium, and I think... No, iridium's neutral. And then there's... Where are we at? And there's the red element, which is isotopes, which is comprised of carbon, plutonium, thallium, 9. Then there is yellow elements, which is comprised of iron, zinc, and titanium. Okay. Little tidbit of information: the way to tell rarity of elements is 1 element, 2 elements, 3 elements, 3 markers. I'm sorry. As you can tell, see this right here, rare, uncommon, uncommon. Now your super rare ones, or like as you see legendaries, have these freaking crazy looking pictures of them, so that's usually how you tell in the purple, so that's a dead giveaway. And your greens are your neutral, which is copper, aluminum, emerald, and iridium. Okay, and then your blues are platinum, iridium, and I think I forgot the other one. Alright, so. Alright, getting in real quick. Oxidized elements can be used to repair the hazard protection for your shields. Life support can be affected by any isotopes. I highly recommend just staying with carbon, because if you use plutonium, you might end up shooting yourself in the foot, because plutonium is used to refuel your launch thrusters, which is used to move around on the planets. So if you can't, or if this is empty, you can't really take off. You're stuck ground side. Alright, so keep that in mind. Pulse engines are also affected by an isotope, but thallium-9. Now, thallium-9 can be found on all planets, not all planets actually. Some planets have no floral, but most planets that have floral, like plants, thallium-9 can be found inside of a bulbous-like plant that pops up out of the ground and it's almost like egg-shaped. Or in space, if you shoot those giant rocks in space, more than likely one of them or all of them will have thallium-9 inside. You can harvest that and keep your pulse pressure. The reason why you want to do that is because if you go from planet to planet, like you know, moving from one point to another in space without going warp travel to another solar system, it really requires pulse thrusters, because it's like sublight speed, meaning that it's still very fast, but you're not going warp speed. So unless you go from like taking 2 hours to go from one planet to another, it takes about 3 to 4 minutes or 20 seconds, depending on the distance between that one object to another. So always keep thallium-9 on hand and plutonium. Another element to keep on hand too as well is your titanium. Now titanium refills, oxidized elements can refill deflector shields, but I say titanium because it's the rarest and the most rich nutrient-rich mineral of the oxidized tree that I have. And when you're getting in a fight with pirates, instead of trying to like repair with zinc, which is like uncommon, if you use titanium, it'll completely refill the deflector shields and you don't have to constantly keep doing it. Trust me, keep a stack of titanium on, it doesn't use up that much, and you won't regret it. Another thing to keep in mind is your thing that you use all the time is your mining beam. Now your mining beam can be refilled with carbon, thallium-9, or plutonium. I highly recommend just stick with carbon. Anything that's not related to your ship when it comes to refueling, try to use some of the lower elements so you don't end up using up plutonium or thallium-9 or titanium when you need it in combat situations, or if you're on a planet, or God forbid you run into a black hole. Alright. Next thing, oh yeah, like I said, if you look at the lower left-hand side, you'll see that there's a storm incoming, or the environment's having an effect on me, and it's taking away from my hazard detection, which is this little duty. So I'm going to refill that with zinc. Alright, so next we're going to take off. Now, you're probably wondering what you're going to do in space. Now, pretty much space travel and all that is pretty much self-explanatory. You ride around, you find pirates, and you go from planet to planet, which is very fun, very unique, and I have tons of fun with it. But the bulk of what you're going to end up doing is on planets, exploring, finding new elements, crafting new things for your ships, your weapons, things of that nature. All right, so here we go. So we got. All right, so plutonium is found on these crystal-like structures that jut out of the ground. Just break them up, keep them with you, and always have plutonium, no matter what. That right there is a monolith that grants you knowledge or items sometimes. Like this is why I tell people to explore, because some of the time they think they grant you blueprints for your weapons, shields, etc., or a new multi-tool. So exploring does pay off. So it'll ask me to, I think I have to ask to seek the knowledge of the people, of my people. Seek help with language. And there you go. Words were common. Alright. Good. Okay then. Next we'll look for. Okay, so we found that monolith. So another reason I want to explore too is like in my case, I found a new multi-tool, the wicked looking multi-tool, and I'll show you guys in like 2 seconds. Alright, I'm gonna land back over here. I think it's working. Alright, and the way I found this was if you go to a beacon and you activate the beacon, it'll say there's an advanced life form. When you go to an advanced life form, it'll have either a box attached to a wall and the box will open up and it'll show you a multi-tool that you can buy off the box. Or if you're lucky like me, I bought this one, but if you're lucky like me, most of my multi-tools I just found or was given to me, by the alien species that controls this sector of space. If you can understand the language and then if you can give them what they want. Simply just learn the language by going to all the monoliths, activate the monoliths, you can learn new words to their language, and then associate that with the dialogue that you go do between you and the alien species. And if you're able to get that dialogue done and do it right, then you're able to get new items off of them and things of that nature. So here's this, I guess the box, whatever. It houses a transmitter that can find different locations on the map if you activate it. So we're going to go ahead and make a bypass chip, which is 10 plutonium and 10 iron. Use that. Activate this. Now normally you're going to see this, you're probably going to wonder, well, why don't I go to monoliths or colonial posts or shelter? Well, speaking of which, you want to go, when I'm talking about beacons, these right here can help you find beacons. These transmission locations, or they can help you find a distress beacon by going to a certain facility and they'll find the facilities for you. The distress beacons take you to find new ships. And boom, here we go. Transmission tower detected. That transmission tower could lead us to possibly a new ship. Oh wow, not part next to one of these, so I didn't know it. And look, there's titanium. Just like plutonium, but instead of being red, it's yellow. We'll go ahead, get our ship. Now you can constantly keep making bypass chips and keep like plugging in whatever thing you want to find, or you want that thing to find for you. It just takes 10 plutonium to iron. You keep doing it over and over. That's what I do sometimes. Ships. Instead of me having, I bought this new one because I had tons of money saved up. But if you don't have any money and you want to find some new ships, use that. Go to a random solar system and just plug that in and keep going until you find something that's a transmission tower. So go to the transmission tower. Alrighty then. And boom. Alright, always save at each new location, so when you do use that transmission finder, that it doesn't ping off a spot you've already been to. By activating this, it won't locate this because it knows you've already been to. So here we go. Now if I'm at the right spot, which I should be, yep, when you find a place that has a transmission beacon for a ship, it'll look like this every time. So go ahead, activate this. It'll notify you the transmission readout suggests long ago distress signals went unanswered. A sequence of numbers has been repeating itself for so long that its imprint is burnt into the screen. Input box flashes at me instantly. If I crack the code, I can find the ship. So what's this? 99 minus, what is it? So it's a code, so it's like 99 minus 7, it's 92. 92 minus, I'm horrible at math. What the fuck? What, 99 minus 92 is 7. I'm horrible. Jeez, wait, that doesn't make no sense. 99 minus 7, 90. Am I doing my math right here? Yeah, 7. Then 92 is 8, 6, 2, 6, 7, 6, 12, 6. That makes no sense. 2, wait. Oh yeah, it's 6. And then this would probably be 5. And then be 4, so it'd be 77. There we go. It's a hot day, guys. Don't judge, don't judge. I'm just a simple YouTuber. So look, distress signal detected. Alright. Alright, we're gonna find that ship, and then I'm gonna end the video here because it's hot as hell, but I thought this guys, so I want to test out the new program I'm using anyway. So maybe this guys will help you out just a little bit. Like I always said, save. Now, you know what, save again when you leave something like this, so make sure you don't lose any progress. And behind it, by the way, here's Thamium 9, bulbous-like, egg-like plants that's just out of the ground. And there you go. By the way, your ship, it's not a coincidence, your ship will land next to this because if you activate these with a bypass chip, and you're, let's say your ship's all over there somewhere, it can summon the ship over here to you instantly. Alright. Now, distress beacons or crashed ships will have a circle within a circle marked within a, what is that shape? 6. What is hexagon shape. I might be wrong. Correct me if you want. So that's 22 minutes away. So we ain't gonna do that. So here's another trick for you guys. Go into space. Alright. By the way, if you want to know where... This is what I'm talking about damage too. So if you shoot these, it has tons of damage. Yeah, you just keep shooting. Sometimes they'll have rare elements, and the rare elements will be like marked with like a rock and crystals jetting out of it. Alright, so... So I got lucky with that. Where's the located? Alright, so it's still pretty far away. Let's just do this again. Alright, crash ship. Usually, in my theory so far, usually when crash ships are that crash ships are that far away, it normally means they're really good. So hopefully... Alright, come on. Mess out a shot. Let's see if I make it. Nope, right on top of it. Here we go. Oh, I love this part. Oh, really? So isn't that clear? Alright, cool. Guess we'll show that again. Let's see. Don't have enough carbon.
Technology recharge.
Not much, but don't worry about it. Alright, so here we go. That's how you find a new ship. Now there's certain things you can do with this when you find these. You can either activate like this little doohickey here. The cockpit is pristine, devoid of damage, save for, and then you can just read this. Or you cannot. Before I decide to loot this, I'm gonna go ahead and check this out first. Because if I loot this and destroy it, it might be holy shit. Wait, hold on. Is my ship better? Or is this ship? Hold on, let's see. Oh dear God, this thing's got some wicked damage though. Let's see, what's capacity? 22. But yeah, the thing is though, when you go to these, they're pretty much wrecked and you have to fix everything that's wrong with it. So, alright. I'll end it here, guys. It's hot as hell outside, but it gives you a gist of what you need to know so far, just a little do's and don'ts. If you guys like this, I'll do some more videos about this, and like, subscribe. See you next time, guys. Peace.